I got into home building about 23 years ago. Started out doing an internship after business school at UNC with a company called Morrison Homes here in Atlanta. I'm from Atlanta, so I wanted to come back here. Did that for about a year and a half, and in the meantime, I'd sold a home in Buckhead that I built with my dad. And we sold it in February of '98, and I started my company at that point, Chapman Properties, and did a series of high-end homes in Buckhead, Alpharetta, a few homes up in Highlands, North Carolina. And then in the mid-2000s, I decided to change what I was doing and started developing communities, mainly focused on age-restricted active adult communities, and have been doing that for about the past 15 years. Several years ago, I pursued a dream for building something I'd wanted to do since 2008, which was to complete an age-targeted community that was highly amenitized, gated, but had much smaller homes, only one-car garages, and I wanted to rent all of the units and frankly seek them more as an investment and a cash flow investment. It turned out that that idea was on the forefront of what everyone's talking about now as build for rent. I have management and leasing on site every day, typically 2 folks. We have on-site maintenance people, typically 2 folks in their own maintenance unit. We are typically gated. We have clubhouse. Our units average 1,100 square feet. We seek professionals, singles, and retirees, typically not families, because our units are only 1,100 square feet.
What makes this community special is the superb construction and attention to detail. The appointments inside the homes are at next level, and you have granite and stainless steel and nice appointments at any community, but the quality of these communities with Jim Chapman really stand out. The resident really sees the quality and they feel that this is a better product when they live in the home.
We like the concept, the way the community is built. It's ranch type, and you have nobody above you or below you, and it's quiet. People here are very helpful, nice, especially the staff here.
Yeah, so the aesthetics are awesome too, because it's a really good mix between having a sort of like an apartment living, but also having your own house. We loved that we got like that kind of hybrid. It's awesome that it's all on, one level. We don't have to go up and down 5 flights of stairs to let our dog out. So that part has been really great.
My eye for the design of these cottages, probably I'm putting too much into them and into the look of them because I have a custom background more so than a production background, which I tend to think makes the units more attractive and more quality on the outside. The choice of the different architectural accoutrements that are all around the outsides make them, in my opinion, higher quality than a lot of what you would see. The quality of the materials on the exterior of these units are identical to any of the materials and no less in quality than I would use on any for sale home that's $300,000 to $500,000. When you come through one of my communities, the grass is always mowed. The units always look the same. They're totally maintenance free. They're lock and leave. They're upkept as well or better than any community you'll ever see.
The communities that we serve, the Jim Chapman neighborhoods are very well received by the neighbors. At first, there might be a little bit of hesitation or just thinking that the neighborhood is not going to be good for the community. But once they see the kind of neighborhood and the caliber of renter that live here, they realize that this is not only acceptable but it's a wonderful addition to the neighborhood and to the area. The cleanliness, the aesthetics. There is an older demographic, more responsible demographic. So we do have some children, but not a lot, maybe just 10%. And because it is a more responsible family style demographic, you have children that are very respectful, just typically a more responsible renter and a more responsible child that lives here. The renter at a Jim Chapman community is going to be part of the community. They're going to go shopping, they're going to go to the doctor's office or the area businesses. They're going to frequent the restaurants. So they're definitely contributing to the community, and they value their stay here. So they are a vital part of the neighborhoods that we serve.
I think I'm making an economic impact because of, where I go and shop, and maybe the veterinarian, the dentist, but there's also the local outlets, and then of course just the convenience of the groceries and shopping.
So the renters that we do have and the demographic that we do attract here at a typical build for rent Jim Chapman communities, a cottages type development, is an outstanding demographic from the standpoint of earnings. So we collect data on that, and it's very legitimate to do such during the interview process of our renters, which we go through a very rigorous background checked, credit check, by the way, et cetera, on our renters to make sure that we have high quality people renting in here, which, by the way, we have almost zero delinquencies at all in our typical community because of the fact that our people do so well. So we seek typically a $60,000 annual income from a renter or a combined number of a couple, if you will, in a household. In our first deal, the cottages at Ridge Point in Athens, our average income was $109,000. Here, where we are today, the cottages at Dawson Ridge, the average income in a unit right now is $129,000. So we are attracting a very well-heeled, higher in earning individual renters, if you will. So I would argue that our renters, due to their incomes, will contribute greatly and to the neighboring community. For instance, we're doing a deal in Hampton, Georgia, called the Cottages at Southampton, and Hampton specifically actually wanted us to build there when they understood the quality of the demographic we were going to attract. We're only a mile and a half from their small burgeoning and redeveloping downtown. They found it to be amazing, the fact that we might have 500 people of that type of demographic living near them, well-heeled, that would be shopping in their downtown. It was a huge bonus for them for letting us come in. So typical apartment turnover might be 70% on an annual basis. We're finding that our turnover is maybe like 35 to 40%, so half. Any community, be it a for sale community or a rental community that has a high rate of turnover, is just going to be a lower quality place to live. It's just a fact. So the fact that we have a smaller rate of turnover here with the design of our cottages product versus other typical garden style 3-4 story apartment complexes, while there's a use for that style, with our suburban communities, Master on Main, all of the amenities we feature, et cetera, we just get what they call a stickier customer. It just means they stick with you longer, and that's better for everybody involved.
I chose this because it was more like a single family home. It was, I didn't want to live in an apartment, but there was not really much else out there, but this was just perfect.
I chose this community because of how beautiful it was, first off. Also, we wanted something that was a community with people of differing ages, and we just really, right when we came here, we were like, this is it, and we fit right in, so it was perfect.
It's just a homey environment. It's a family environment.
More community than an apartment living.
You feel a part of the community.